Cool. We're live. Welcome to another episode of Whispers Wonders. And today we're looking at what civilization could look like on the other side of this virus pandemic. And basically, I'm thinking it's like really the end of money, like to an extent. Like money's good, it helps us organize things, but it's getting to the point where money's not really relevant. So what I'm meaning is that there's so many more acts of goodwill happening out there where people are doing it not for profit. They're doing it for charity. They're doing it to help the person beside them. It's one on your left and your right. Same as when we went in the wars. It's all together. So I'm going to start with that sort of goodwill concept. Now with money, it's interesting because the current structure that we have, the money comes from the banks and the government's borrowing money from the banks so that they can give it to the people. But with the people, it's getting to the point where money doesn't matter because each other is more important. People are doing it for each other. And the main thing that makes me sort of say this is that places like supermarkets, I think food is core resource, food and water. Instead of us having places like supermarkets, the major food center, instead of us throwing away, it's now getting used. We're minimizing waste, brilliant. This is interesting. I'm trying to go quicker now. I'm not used to going this speed as much as often. Banking structure, finance. Now, with all this goodwill stuff going around, I'm now thinking about the people that have the most money in the world. And, it's at the top of these mega stores, the places that are actually going to the core of our next part. I'd like to be part of bringing all of them together. Because I feel like that technology is going to be so important on the other side. So if the tech are able to do the same, what society could look like on the other side? I'm kind of imagining a similar, we've got to have a part of what we already have, which I believe is termed as nationalism, the current structure that we have, which is all the finances, etc. But I think it's also swaying towards communism, because we're getting to the point where who cares about that stuff? It's about survival and banding together. So looking at society on the other side, I guess this is going extreme measures, but I think that those core things of food and water and medical assistance, they should all be provided by society's core, so the government. With that, it's pretty complex. First time I've sort of spoken this solo into a camera, not somebody else. It's easier to read if you're interviewing someone else, or you can get a read off what they're sort of thinking. But I'm imagining a society where you can walk into town and maybe it's there's a kitchen there where homeless people, once food's being thrown out of the supermarket, there's a kitchen where people just cook up food for whoever's hungry can go in and have that food. So it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, how well or bad things are going, you will always have a place for a stable meal. With that said, that communist part existing, we would still have to have that financial structure. You go to work, you get credits. The difference is that at the moment we must get money to buy food. Whereas if we can separate that and have core living taken care of, and then the idea that at the moment people can get, we need Centrelink at the moment. I understand things are happening fine as it is right now. With a futurist mindset, I'm imagining after COVID, we come out of this hibernation and not having a payment scheme for New Start and all your job search, etc. All that is in the, if all the big tech companies band together and this idea comes through, this new lifestyle app governing system that all synchronizes, trans-centralization is what I'm sort of coining the term as. People won't need a free government allowance on a job search, etc., because their core living situation is taken care of. They have food, they have water, and maybe there's a roof over their head. And there's a little societal place where, like a halfway home, where people can live really basic. It's just a bed. There's nothing there. It's just a place to sleep with a roof over your head. So people have a place to go, and then that way, if people want more in life and they want to be able to go buy nicer things, or maybe they want to buy specialist food, something prepared, exotic, or not just that base stuff that's been thrown out of the supermarket. They want that's buy stuff. So then that way, even if someone's hit rock bottom, they're stable, and we're all in it together. Yet we don't lose that structure of sort of nationalism. So that's my first video recording of what civilization could look like on the other side.